airports, because someone is there now. Entebbe chiri automated. Why are you smiling? Tell us.
No, first of all, automation. For someone to understand, automation is it is more of inputting a lot of technologies at the airport, whereby a number of services are going to be used automatically, like you hear the word automation, whereby the clearing is definitely done for you when you're doing, you know, I haven't been to travel, but I see most of the things in the movies. When you carry your bags and you go and, you know, they do some checkup, all those things are done, can easily be done with an automated airport without use of including a number.
No labor, no money. So basically, different systems, like he's saying, or operations in regards to security, in regards to safety at the airport, and airport travel operations or tunnel operations are done by the machines, or they are just automated. Like bonoita kulujo lujine regular, like teria fund aliawa immediate to open up for you. You may be wanting to check the bag checking or checking cargo, so there is no one there to check, so the system just does everything, and in case
does the clearing
it does the clearing in case there is any unlikely or unusual interfaces there, it highlights or it makes an alarm or something like that. So that's basically it. No, Entebbe Airport is not automated yet, but maybe we're heading there. Very well, that brings us to the end of our discoveries this morning. And when we return from the break, we're going to be having a very deep discussion with how actually we can manage gym or gym management amidst the pandemic. And we'll be there shortly after the break. Good morning.
Smart 24, driving business.
Now, 36 minutes past 8 a.m. here on Sabina. We've reached that particular segment where we give you job links, job opportunities for you. So it is that moment in time where you have to grab yourself, you grab a pen, make sure you get yourself a notebook, or make sure you get your smartphone notes ready to at least make sure you tap into one of these job opportunities that are available for you. Now we do dive into our job map. Well, we start from the people of the land of milk and honey. The people.
What is the land of milk and honey? Is that Canaan? It's the only land I know.
No, the land of milk
of history
and,
that honey.
Is it milk? No, not milk and honey. Yes, it's milk and honey. That's how they term themselves, because they have plenty of milk, fresh milk in Barara.
But not honey. Let's continue.
All right. Now, here, the Bright Monday Consulting, one of the pages where we do get these particular jobs, is looking for a branch manager in Mbarara. And this is definitely going to be a full-time job, as you will be reporting to the regional ADM. As the branch manager, you will be responsible for all branch operations, including driving branch businesses, development, activations, management of agents and leaders. And you also be in charge of planning and organizing of meetings, developing and implementing these strategies. You should have a minimum qualification of a bachelor's at mid-level experience of 3, 4 to 5 years. So if you have experience of at least 3 to 5 years, you're definitely good to go. Now, the client comprises of the portfolio for business focused on structural growth markets.
Very well, moving on, the IT officer at Chagulanyi Coffee Limited, you're highly needed around there. What?
Chagulanyi.
This is just a name basically, Chagulanyi Coffee Limited. So if you want to ensure that you want to be part of it, the key contact point, you have to lead the implementation, enhancement, troubleshooting, and also serving as an experienced partner. Full ownership of all IT hardware, which also entails maintenance of inventory lists, and also with the adhering of the all entities around the Chagulanyi Limited. You have to ensure complete adherence to the procurement policy of the organization, which also has procurement of the IT equipment. Experience, looking for someone following the experience of university graduate and also relevant degree with computing discipline, and also increasingly experience of Microsoft Dynamics, good understanding of the Microsoft and security implementations. Okay, let's dive into the working hours. Basically 8 hours of working, and that is all we had around from the job mat this morning.
All right, now we head to another one from the Business Center Limited Uganda, Marketing and Communications. Now here they're looking for a marketing executive. This particular position is primarily a field engagement that includes creating and recruiting new clients with the minimum qualification of a bachelor's. You should have an experience level of 3 years. That is a mid-level of experience, and qualification skills should be a degree or diploma in any discipline, but preferably qualifications in marketing, IT, economics, business, statistics, or sociology as well. The minimum of 3 years proven marketing experience, more so in IT. Now, it should also be self-directed and detail-oriented with strong organizational and multitasking skills and solid judgment, as well as confidence.
Very well, moving on to our last one from here. The system administrator is needed at Amponyi Uganda Limited. Now, Amponyi Uganda Limited, in partnership with PSFU and the MasterCard Foundation, is implementing Young Africa Works in Uganda. So the project is aimed at enhancing lead structure of the youth employment, and they're looking for self-motivated individuals to fill the following position. Number 1, the system administrator, and you have to have a diploma in the information and technology with sorry, you can hear with the English, with with the 3 years experience, working hours 8 hours, experience 36, that's a contract basis on 36 months, and the entry level around there, level of education, at least any associate degree in that particular relationship. Very well, you can visit Amponye U Limited and get to know more about the job. And that brings us basically to the end of our job math this morning. And coming up is a business tip on actually how you can successfully grow your businesses, as we still await to have contact or to have a discussion with one of the gym trainers around Kampala on how they manage gym around this particular time of COVID-19. Our technical team is still working onto the Zoom premises. I think it's ready now. We can roll actually. Let's take a break, a short break. We do return with that analysis of gym management amidst the pandemic. Very short break, we do return.
Smart 24, driving business.
Very well, 44 minutes past 8 in the morning. This is Smart 24 TV and you're watching SMB, and we bring to you now expert analysis, and our discussion today is going to look at how gym management actually can thrive or very well be boosted amidst the pandemic. The last presidential guideline around sports activities, the outdoor individual sport activities were allowed under strict observation of SOPs, but indoor sport activities including gyms, including pool tables, remained closed and under revision for the next 42 days, and now at least we're less than 42 days. And this, joining me this morning to discuss around that particular area in regards to gym management for this particular morning is Veroni Vikamata, who is a gym trainer and also a nutritionalist around Kampala, Uganda. Hello, Veron, if you can hear me, you can please say hi to the viewers and then we start it from there. Good morning, Veron.
And hi, the viewers. I'm glad to be here to share a few things with you guys. So thank you very much.
Well, how are you feeling? Like, if you could share your experience that you've gone through since the last even lockdown. We headed into the 42 days, the recent one that we have been out, and like there is no genuine work for you as a gym trainer.
Yeah, it's for the last like about 12 months now. Yeah, just over 12 months now. So it's really been tough, but what do you want? You have to understand that it's a pandemic that has rocked the whole world, and we don't really have exact answers. Everyone is trying to do what is best. Yeah, so everyone's under pressure, especially the authorities and all that. So, and they're also doing the best they possibly can to help the nation at large. So it's something that you just have to understand. It's been very tough on businesses like ours because we basically are dependent on people, on numbers, and but again, it pushes us to think outside the box sometimes and think about how we can get our work online, how we can create platforms online that people can reach out to, and just try to help people here and there. But our mainstream source of income, which is basically people meeting up and all that, has really been affected. Yeah.
I see, at least I'm your follower online. I see you have posted your works there. You post some of even your clients around there. I mean, how is someone out there, how can they also dive into that, like online on tech in regards to exploring, sporting online? How can you advise?
Basically, there's maybe trainers out there to just try to diversify. And how can they do that? Social media is there now. You can create your social media platforms and try online. It also depends so much on your knowledge base and willing to share out there what people are actually looking for. But at this point in time, what is more important to understand is that we need to keep people just healthy. Even the basic fundamentals like exercise 30 seconds for 30 minutes in a day, take walks, eat healthy. All that information comes in handy in times like this, because many people are also in areas whereby they can't access gyms, they can't access any sort of equipment. All they have is just their body weight and space around them. So you can utilize that and create content that are more body weight based, and someone can always easily use them. Yeah.
Okay, very well. Just to correct me, Vern, if I'm wrong, I understand you're in Chira municipality, but as we speak now, like, where are you situated from? Where are you coming us live from?
Pardon? I can't hear you.
You can hear me. What is your area code right now? Sorry, I didn't capture it.
I'm based in Chanja right now. Chanja.
So is coming through from Chanja on Zoom to discuss with us actually on how we can manage gym amidst the pandemic. How is gymnastic or gym activities very important in our lives? I mean, why should we even take it upon ourselves to consider gymming?
I think, I don't even think it's for a fact that every human being, needs to exercise at least, to improve things like oxygen consumption, blood flow, keep away from coronary heart diseases like diabetes, hypertension, and all, etc. And also just to keep our heart muscle healthy. The more the heart pumps out blood, the stronger it actually becomes. So that means that your cardiac output improves the amount of blood that flows through your body. If you know very well that if you look at research, the only reason for blood, the most important reason for blood in our system is basically to transfer oxygen. So if we are not exercising the heart muscle, the body is not getting adequate amount of oxygen. And if you cut off oxygen supply, you definitely are going to die. So exercise is very important as it does improve that cardiac output. It does strengthen your muscles, yeah, because the body is made up of several muscles. So when you, which is a very important factor as you're getting older, so that you can stay stronger. So exercises shouldn't be an option. Exercise should be a priority for every individual.
Really understand that and appreciate that if you can advise or some of us, because some people have got mentality that yes, we can exercise is very important, but can I do away with gym? Like some people now, when gyms were closed, or the indoor activities, that is gyms, were closed, some people got even traumatized. Like, I'm not going to access my gym trainer, I'm not going to access my gym classes. How can we even go by without, having gym in mind, but exercising?
To understand that exercise itself is not about the gym. It's so much about your mind, your mental awareness that you need to move your body. So if something that you do for dance classes, for lifting weights, for different activities that happen in the gym actually are not accessible to you, you need to adjust mentally and say, what can I do? And you make the most out of it. So if you're unable to go to the gym, if you could do, you can actually go for a walk itself. A walk is a very good exercise aerobically. You can actually even go for a jog. But if you decide to go for a jog, like I see most of the people do, I really advise you stay away from hard surfaces like the tarmac and jog more areas. Or you can just go for a run uphill, so that then you can reduce the amount of pressure that goes into your joints. So you can just find a simple steepy area, and then you just decide to run uphill, walk down, or you can just focus on something like body weights. By the time you're in the gym, probably you've learned how to do push-ups, you've learned how to use body weight squats. So you can basically do things like that, just using your own body and engaging it and pushing it to work harder. So if you prefer things like adding on resistance, you can always buy things like resistance bands. They're very available. There are many shops online in Uganda that can actually deliver. So you can and get resistance bands as well. Or you can just use things like maybe water jerry cans. You can have a 5-liter water jerry can, and you can fill it up with water and use it as a squat or a resistance in any form, So there's so much you can always do. You can always tap online and even go on YouTube and click videos that show you how to utilize your body weight. Or you can subscribe to accounts of people like me who can share some more information with you. So it's not always the end of the world. It's just when we face adversity, we just have to be more creative and find out ways to manage the situation.
Let me now highlight it onto you, or come straight onto you as a gym trainer. Has your exercise routine, how has it changed within this pandemic? I mean, if your equipment, you talked earlier about gym equipment not being accessible, like, have you encountered any challenging situation regarding, you're not having equipment, so you're changing your exercise routine, or you don't have exercise routines, Varen?
Been with my clients. Yeah, I run a private facility, so my gym is not really commercial. It's just open to my clients. So I'm able to access the gym as a person, but some of my clients are not. So because of the restrictions and everything, one, and secondly, even when we couldn't move at all, personally I was affected. But now it's because of the regulation that my clients cannot access the gym. So you find that for them, I have to write down programs that they can actually utilize while at home. I did send out some resistance bands to my personal clients. And I've written down programs that can be used using those minimal equipments and using the body weight as we await the instructions by the authorities to at least release gyms. Yeah.
So you have been very adaptive in this situation. I mean, creativity and all that. And that exactly drives me to gym startups. Do you think gymming as an indoor activity, or gym as a whole process of a place, setting up a place, do you think it's still an opportunity for startups? Like, people can look out for a gym, like, I want to start up a gym. Do you think it's an opportunity right now, moving forward towards economic sustainability?
It is, because people need to get healthy. That's one. We need to sensitize the masses more about the values of proper health. Uganda is not a very, I like to say Uganda is an ignorant fitness society at the moment. I can see a lot of people trying to get out, run, jog, get to the gyms and all that. But the numbers are not there yet. And the population is quite big that really needs this. So we need to set up more gyms, and we need to educate people more about gyms. So I think as the years go by, we are going to become more knowledgeable. Because if you look back 5 years ago, 10 years ago, the gymming culture wasn't part of us. And now every kind of corporate individual, you find them talking about gym, at least twice a week or something like that. So I'm just saying that the future is bright. People are going to become more knowledgeable. We need to sensitize masses. Social media is there. It's going to improve the distribution of information. So the demand will definitely be there. But my biggest concern is, yes, if the demand is there, do we have the personnel to deal with the demand? Because we need to get out of the culture whereby people who work in gyms, instructors, are basically people who play the sport before, or people who just like getting into the gym and, lifting weights or working out. People are just passionate about it. We need to get so the culture of actually that people can go and study and become gym professionals at different levels is going to be very important, so that it helps the growing demand for the service.
I agree with you, Varen, that the demand is really there for a gym, because even when we look at the recent Tokyo Olympics, or at least I was also enjoying the gymnastic areas, or people who are participating in gymnastics. I want if you could share your wedge in regard to our representation, not only as Ugandan but Africa at large. How can you rate gymnastic participation in regards to opportunities across the globe?
We had a great Olympics as Uganda, and this is the first time we come out with about 4 medals. Was it 4? Yeah, we got 4 medals: 2 golds, a silver, and a bronze. Usually we come out with 1 gold medal if we are lucky to. We take usually 20 some years, but that shows that, one, track and field is growing in Uganda. We are prioritizing athletes more, which is very good to see, because if you look at years gone by, we used to send we just send in guys who have made the qualification times. But now we are sending people who are actually really competing. We have the world record holder, the 5,000 meters, 10,000 meters, Joshua Cheptegei there. And it was disappointing he didn't get a double gold. For us who have been following him, we were sure he would. But the conditions wouldn't allow him to this year, as he was struggling with injury and all that. Then we have Kiplimo, who has been doing well for the last few years. Then Chemtai, surprise for most of us. So we are doing better as a country now. We are ranked 2nd in Africa in the countries that participated in the Olympics. I think 35th around the world. So you find that track and field is an area where we are so good at, and we need to keep pushing and improving. Africa as a whole didn't perform so well. Countries like South Africa, which are used to picking gold in events like swimming and all that, didn't do so well. They just had 1 gold medal. And countries like West African countries didn't show up at all. Kenya had about, I think, 4 gold medals. Kenya is used to getting about 7. Of course, some of them have been taken by Uganda, and the likes of Ethiopia didn't do well. Ethiopia just had 1 gold, I think, in the 10,000 meters, which is sad because Ethiopia is used to having several medals. So Africa as a whole, our strongest point is usually track and field, and we have kind of, so we need to get back into dominate. Then there's several other Olympic events that really favor other nationalities, especially those away from Africa, because of facilitation and
particular one. I want us to go now on to, let us look at clients. I don't know, do you call them customers, clients, participants? I mean, I do not know, but I want you to rate for us the percentage of people you be getting as clients or participants. Do they take gymming or gymnastics? You know, do they come to you as you know, taking it from leisure part of it, or for money? Because we have leisure and money. What if you can rate for us around there? Which ratios do you normally get?
The thing is, if you're a gym owner, you definitely call them clients. But if you're a coach, then you definitely call them athletes. So many times, majority of the people usually come for leisure. They want better, lose weight and stuff like that. But also very few, let's say out of 10, if you have 10 athletes who are individuals walking, you find that 2 out of the 10 are actually performing best. The people want to improve, get better in different disciplines, who are actually competing. But the rest of the people are just leisure. They just want to come, unwind from the long day at work, and also just get their bodies in better shape. Yeah.
If someone wants to join a gym business, let us look it from the entity of directors or startups, the entrepreneurs wanting to engage or innovate via gym. Before we talk about now the customers, what are some of the considerations they should look out for?
First and foremost, they need to do their research. That's very important. It's not going to assume that if I set up a business here like a gym, it will definitely work. You need to do some research, make some inquiries. Have there been gyms in this area before? Have they been successful? If not, if I set up the first one, will it be? And if it has to be, what do the people need in this area? So you need to have all that data and actually need and crave for. Because every time you're creating a solution for an existing problem, then it's much easier for the business to thrive. Yeah.
Someone like me, I don't know if I'm a client or a potential customer or an athlete. What are some of those highlights that you can advise on how I can choose maybe a right trainer? I do not know, a right professional, maybe gym trainer. Yes, I said that earlier, or even the right gym. What can I look out for, or I can hit just my neighborhood and start there?
It's easy to say, let me get into my neighborhood and start there. If you're not knowledgeable at all, it will be a problem. You might end up doing so many things that might cause injuries to yourself. But if you're looking for a trainer in particular, first and foremost, you need to ask what are his qualifications. So if that out, they ask them or not, then you can also find out how many people has he worked with, what is his work experience. You gotten a take from people who have worked with him. How does he work like? You need to understand that as well. Then secondly, you can go and thirdly, actually, you can go and have a conversation with the person you intend. Just to get to know them as a person, get to realize where you better fits for each other. So it's very important. Personalities always clash. You know, me as a trainer, I only work with certain personalities. That's very true. I have a conversation with a client, and for me, it tells me that I'll be able to work with them or not. Because at the end of the day, we need to create a better, to generate results. If you do not have a proper understanding with each other, then you're not going to be able to generate results. But if you're looking for a gym in particular, away from a trainer, then you need to consider things like, do they have enough equipment? Do they respect people's boundaries and all sorts of things? Because it's very important to go to a place that handles themselves very professionally. Yeah.
Get that. And if you're to also advise us on I know now we're in the pandemic, we're in partial lockdown, and you advised earlier we can engage online, we can visit YouTube and get some videos there, but what's the impact of online engagement physically, mentally and emotionally regarding a person, a participant or an athlete or any client in that regard who is taking it for leisure, not only leisure but also maybe for money? What is that online impact towards me than the physical one?
Of course, nothing beats the physical impact, because at least physical impact, you can be able to ask questions immediately, and especially where you do not understand, or you can ask to be guided, and also the knowledge of the person towards you. They would understand that you're quite slow, you might need more time, They may understand the fact that maybe today in particular you're not in great shape and you need a little bit of motivation and all that, which is something you don't really find online. Unless you're having a session on Skype or on FaceTime and the like, so WhatsApp or stuff like that, or a video directly on a session. It's always better physically, but online is just an option if you get with someone physically. So what you do is just try to make the best out of the experience, but it cannot replace the physical interaction. Yeah.
I get that very well. And also if you could take us through the nutrition journey, because I came to learn you're also a nutritionalist. Where is the connection there? Exercise and nutrition. If you could dive for us and have an insight on that. Where is the balance there?
Exercise and nutrition are more like CMN twins, in that you cannot have one without the other. Why? Because our bodies are products of what we actually eat. Yeah. And more of what we actually expound after. So that means that when you're eating, you're taking in out, you're burning out excess calories that your body doesn't need. So the body needs the two to work hand in hand. So where nutrition comes in is the fact that nutrition is the component that drives the body for growth, for performance, for recovery, whereby the foods that we consume, if you know very well, carbohydrates are energy giving, bodybuilding foods, vitamin and minerals, macronutrients that are very important. Dietary fats are also important for function like low transport of food and oxygen and stuff like that. But after you consume these foods and they're into your body, many times you consume more than what your body needs. So if you consume excess carbohydrates, it's stored as fat. If you can consume excess proteins, most of it is excreted. So if excess carbohydrates is stored as fat, your body ends up gaining weight. So it might be weight that might not be friendly to you in a way whereby it might cause you to get some health issues. So how does exercise come in? When your body consumes this food and you have excess weight, then the exercise helps you utilize the excess food, which are the excess calories, and burns them out. So that's the relationship between exercise and nutrition. But also on the other aspect, which would be improving how your body looks like and performs, there's also a relationship. Because if you want your body strong enough to perform several activities, like sports and different, then you need to eat particular foods to give you that amount of energy. And you also need to perform some sorts of exercises to give you that sort of energy. So for your body to have that energy, you need the nutrition to fuel that. So nutrition and exercise are key impact play a key impact in things like weight loss, fat burn, but also performance as well. Yes.
From what I'm picking, it seems like I have to get a professional, I can say, instructor in regards to that, or nutritionalist, to make sure I achieve the weight loss, to achieve the heartburn, you know, raising heartburn. Can I do it on my own, Vern? Can I do it on my own? It seems like I'm losing you. I don't know if you can hear me.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Technical team is working on that. I cannot hear you, Vern.
Well, can you hear me now? Oh, Lord.
To return very shortly, and we continue our engagement with Veron there, who is letting us know, okay, he's back. Surely, Veron, if now you can hear me, if you could share with me, can I achieve the nutrition balance alone on my exercise routine without any instructor, without any trainer?
Very hard to achieve that because like knowledge is power. You need to be very knowledgeable about your food. You need to be knowledgeable about the requirements that you need to eat. Because this is simple. If you need to lose weight, you need to get down on a caloric deficit. Getting down on a caloric deficit, simply means that the amount of food that you consume, is less than the amount of calories that you burn at the end of your day. The body is called a basal metabolic rate, which is basically the amount of calories your body can burn. So if you consume foods less than your basal, you're going to lose weight. If you consume food more than your basal metabolic rate, you're going to gain weight. Now, why a qualified professional is very important, you can ascertain what roughly your basal metabolic rate is, and then they can write a program for you that burns a certain amount of calories that can supersede your basal metabolic rate and give you food that stays just below your basal metabolic rate, just in case you need to lose weight. And also, if you need to gain, then they look into factors of upping past your basal metabolic rate. So for it to be successful, you need to have all your information down. So that's why many people are not very successful with the gym, because they say, I don't really get results when I go to the gym, but the gym is not really the problem. The problem is, what are you eating? When are you eating? How much of it are you eating? And what does your exercise regimen and the rest of your day? All those factors are very important. So when you hire someone who is knowledgeable, who can handle that, then you are set along a successful path.
Okay. Basically, for greater achievement, you need someone to give a hand and help. And I will now take you to helping us out and shedding for us a picture, shining a light on how actually we can help government streamline or have also a better revision during this lockdown to let you in. If you could convince us, I don't know if you're in position to actually convince the public that you can do exercise in gymming with the mask on, or how can you ensure that there is SOP implementation during gymming activities, Veron, as we look forward to, advising the government on reopening or offering you a great deal in this pandemic?
I think that a year ago when this happened, if the government put so much effort in educating people that proper nutrition and exercising is a great boost your immunity and keep you stronger, respiratory wise, also immune wise, you'd find that we would be in a better place today. We wouldn't have suffered probably as many casualties as we did suffer recently. Because the thing about COVID is your respiratory system, and the one thing you need mostly to fight it is a strong immune system. And the two things that cater for those are, one, proper nutrition to boost your immunity, and also exercise to boost the way your respiratory system works, to improve on your excess circulation. It does improve your improve your blood circulation, which does improve your oxygen, and strengthen your lungs, which is an area whereby COVID really, really stops people. So if we emphasize that, we would be in a better place. So one of the best ways to counter COVID is honest, proper nutrition and exercising, and that's not said enough. Everything else we're doing is to limit the damage. You get what I'm saying? But we are not empowering people enough, which is what I want to see. We are acting like a scared lot. Yeah, I'm sorry to say that, but that's what we are doing right now. We panic, we try this and that and the other. But as much as we need to observe SOPs, don't get me wrong, we need to empower people, educate them about proper nutrition, educate them about exercising on a regular to make sure they're stronger. I had about 10 clients who got down with COVID, and none of them really got symptoms, and they were just asymptomatic until they got better. So you could really see the value of people who are eating well and who are exercising. So much as we try to do the best we possibly can, I think COVID will stay for a while, so we need to find ways to live with it and manage it. So I would advise that as much as SOPs are very important, that we need to adhere to them, we need to also educate the public about proper nutrition and exercise on a regular. They will be in a much, much better place. So even as they think of opening places, other places like gyms and all where people come together, let's focus on limiting. Let's focus on checking people's temperatures, and you have some kind of flu-like symptoms, they should stay away. Let people who feel fit at the field come in, and
as you conclude on that particular one, how costly is that?
It's very costly. It's very, very costly. Yeah, especially for gym owners. Yeah, but again, it's the times now. So you just have to make sure that you are there to the SOPs and provide people with some kind of safety net. Even your clients who come in need to feel like you care enough to make sure they are safe, because they want to come in. But again, you, the owner, or the premises itself, are you thinking about their well-being as much? Yeah, so it's very costly, but that shouldn't be the point now. The point is trying to get the places open for people to access them, because life has to move on in some kind of way.
I want just a yes or no as we take a break. A yes or no, Vern, on whether gym classes or gym activities can work amidst the COVID-19 pandemic in regard to SOP observation or not. Is it a yes or no?
So yes, they can actually work.
Do take a break. I'm going to return to you very shortly, Vern. I will take a very short break. We return to you very shortly and we conclude on this particular discussion. You're watching SMB. Good morning.